2019. That's a Sunday, 6:24 in the evening. It's good.
It's good, okay.
What brings you to Latvia? What are your impressions?
I came because of the event. The event goes in Kipsala. There's some kind of expo center, and it's called Hypertown.
What's that?
That's about gaming and technology, computer.
Oh, I've heard it on the radio.
Yeah, it has a lot of advertising, but sincerely, it's like it didn't have so much people. I don't know. The location's weird. Like the Kipsala, it's pretty.
It's the nearest one for those type of for big events. Yes.
But for me personally, I got this like flat. I thought like I looked from Google Maps and I thought it's pretty near, but in walking it's like 40 minutes, and it's pretty far.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought like Riga is smaller, but no, it's on walk. You have to walk actually.
And so you were in Lithuania when you heard that event will take place in Riga?
Yeah, because the organizers had worked some with Lithuania also, like Baltic. There was a tournament in one of the gaming things, the Counter-Strike, and it had...
That's still a thing?
Yes,
Damn.
and it had 2 Lithuanian teams, which, spoiler alert, one won it, like first place. So because of that Lithuanian team, I knew the people playing there. They came here, and I thought maybe, why not? Like come here also, check it out, be a fan, one of the few Lithuanians. I saw a few Lithuanians also, but not so much. But organizers told they didn't advertise the event for Lithuania or Estonia. It's like more Riga thing. And as you can see for advertising, they really focused only on Latvia. They really tried to get Latvians.
I was a bit surprised that because I don't know if such events have ever happened before. In
We
Riga.
have in Vilnius, like already 4 years, we have Game On. And we were first, not like I'm one of the organizers, but like Lithuanians, and it's really big. And we focus on all Baltics because there never was such an event, and like that's one of the reasons why I came in Riga, because I wanted to see how it's like other people organizing. Like it's kind of competitor to Game On, like by the standards. But I know for the first time it's fine, but for like our event, it's already 4 years. It had also cons in the first events, and they like really improved now. So I hope so. Hypertown wasn't first and last. I hope it will happen again, and I can visit maybe also.
Do they make money with such events?
Like you have to ask the organizers.
What do you think?
If I just look at the arena, like you can know that's the big arena, like one of the biggest. Like already that thing cost them a lot. And like for one of the management things, I saw the arena was quite empty in some places. So I'm not sure that they manage very well the money spendings, because it seemed like just they want to get a biggest arena, a lot of advertising, and just get the people in. But I'm not sure how they really made the inside the money. I had the brochure somewhere with the advertisements and the names. There's quite some brands, people like Swedbank and Samsung. Like even the Lux Express I trialed here are the sponsors of that event.
I don't get it. Why would Swedbank would be interested in gaming?
Because there's a young audience, and banks really like young audience. Like in school Vilnius, we had bank representatives coming and giving cards for free, and sign young people like 16 plus. They can sign personally.
Yeah, that I understand.
Yeah,
because you just have already a bank account.
Yeah, but it's same. They had the booth of Swedbank. They had some games and just come to Swedbank, use our bank, and young people usually don't bother about that thing and don't think about like their bank credentials, everything. Sometimes even they sit on their parents' cards or just cash or something that parents created and gave the card. And the Swedbank is really like, you have to do it like personally. You can do that personally. Like sometimes you need some signing of parent. But yeah, Swedbank, it got it. I don't know, some other like Helios. That was Helios, like that's TV thing, yeah. Helios.
Oh yeah.
They're one of the bigger also guys. They had really big thing.
That I get, because that is what is actually the situation in Lithuania? Do you have a state-owned telecommunications company?
We have Lietuvos radio televizija. That's Lithuanian radio and television LRT, and that's not like state-owned, but it's like Lithuanian main.
Wait a second, but sounds like it would be just a TV channel and a radio station.
Kind of, but it's like the most Lithuanian. I'm not sure is it state-owned, but it's like the main Lithuanian radio and television. Like it's.
You would go and watch the news on the Lithuanian television channel, right?
No, we have news on all channels.
Yeah, but first. The most, because for us we have the same. We have Latvian television and we have Latvian radio,
yes.
Right? Well, I guess they are technically, I guess they are maybe separate companies, but still, in the broader scheme of things, they are sort of state-owned, and the regulation is basically the same for both, right? So if you have the primetime news show, right, you definitely see it on Latvian television, right? It's the same as, for instance, in Germany. You have the two state-owned channels, right, and then the primetime news show is on them, right? But the Helios thing is it's a state-owned commercial company, so they basically provide internet services. I don't know about now, but I would guess still telephone lines and TV, interactive TV.
But there's other service providers, I guess, Helios competitors.
Totally private, yes, totally private. Just some.
And this is the state-owned.
This is state-owned, yeah.
And they're pretty big, I guess.
Well, that's a funny thing, because I sometimes think they just don't know where to put their money. So just because the Helios thing is something they came up, I think, 2 years ago. Before that, it didn't have a brand name. It was just interactive TV, right? So you just, let's say,
you get those boxes, I guess.
Yeah, you purchase a package, right? Let's say you have internet plus TV plus whatever, and then you just have the option, let's say, to record your shows and stuff like that.
Forward,
yeah, just interactive TV. Now, 2 years ago, they invented the Helios brand for whatever reason, and now they are transitioning to the company name as well. It used to be called Lat Telecom, right? And now they are transitioning to TET. So I'm guessing they want to privatize it at some point. So wow, because you don't need a state-owned company, you don't need them to rebrand. They're just basically the biggest player in the market. You get the money still, right? So your impressions are that Riga is too big?
No, I thought it's smaller. I don't know why, because I always knew that it's the biggest city in Baltic. It's it's the biggest by people number.
Oh.
Yeah, it's always the biggest. It's always, there's a rumor Lithuania, not like, I know, even Lithuania, that's the half population is in Riga, Latvian.
Oh.
Like it's almost half. Like it's pretty crazy for this, like country wise, to have half population in one city and its capital. Like in Lithuania we have also a lot of people. We have more than 500,000, and in Riga there's a rumor that's almost 1 million in one city. And that's what, like, country wise by size is pretty huge city. But I never thought that I heard also a rumor that the old town is pretty small also.
Yeah.
Like the old town, the old Riga.
You've been to it, right?
Yeah, maybe it's small, I don't know, but it's large enough. I don't know why people, like, it's large enough for me just to, I have been only 2 days here and I didn't have enough time for 2 days to walk around enough.
Well, if you spend a whole day, you definitely can get around the whole old town for sure.
Yeah, old town for sure, but I mean all Riga, because I had tried. I like from even all the bridges are so big that if you walk by them, it takes some times. And I walked only one bridge, and I saw like 3 or other 4. And in Lithuania, we have also Neris, the river, and we have like 6 bridges, and you just can walk them, I know, in like 10 seconds almost. It's really shorter, not so broad. And that already takes some time.
I don't know what you mean. I've been to, I think I've been to Vilnius.
Yeah.
And it was a long bridge, as far as I remember.
But I mean only for the river part thing. It takes more time, I think. The river is more broader, and it's harder to, I don't know, manage. All the island things, we don't have those things, islands.
Oh, you mean the place where the convention was held?
Yeah.
You don't have
we don't have
separate.
We don't have any islands.
Yeah, you don't need them. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. It's a nuisance.
Yeah, but that thing, you just have to go separate islands, separate bridges, just to take all the Riga's coverage. I think that will take more time. Just we have Vilnius. It's like totally city, no ports, no anything, just city. It's really packed. It's quite big. And Riga is more like what I learned by visiting. It's more like separated, like thrown away. Like it's pretty big, I think.
I think I need to look up Vilnius on the map.
Yeah.
I'm totally lost to imagine how it actually looks on them. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, you can see.
Totally.
It's just like land thing. Yeah, it's land thing.
Yeah.
And that's quite weird.
I've never been to Vilnius.
Yeah.
I've been to Kaune.
Yeah, Kaune we have the Nemunas, and it's also pretty big and broad river. And in Vilnius we have only Neris, the thing that goes into Nemunas. That's pretty small compared. Neris is long, but it's not broad.
So you are living in Vilnius?
Yes, I was born and lived in Vilnius for 20 years already.
It's quite close to Belarus, right?
Yeah, we have the problem with the nuclear station building pretty close to our wall.
Oh,
because
really?
Belarus don't care that Vilnius is so close to wall. They're building the station just like by their standards. It's like near their wall, like outside. They think they took the power plant away from the cities, but they don't count that we have country neighbor with Vilnius like pretty close, and that's pretty scandalous. And they're still building, and I think they already finished that plan, and they don't care about Vilnius.
So it's a sort of a risk.
Yeah, it's always a risk.
Shouldn't they just pay you?
I don't understand those
Some
economics,
compensation?
politics, or something like that risk. Maybe they should pay for our risk. Maybe just to have like program implemented for the risk taking or something. We could just
Yeah.
Of course, but our politicians are more like extreme. They say just don't build it. Just don't build it. They said, well, already build it, Sako. They say just take it over. I don't know. Our politicians are crazy. They're really scared. But I think the Belarusians say it's really safe, maximum standard safe. It won't happen anything. Like in our history, there's only 2 incidents compared like we have thousands of those nuclear stations in the world. So the chances are really low. But I don't know. It's like little scummy by Belarusians to do such a thing near our capital, where it's like more than 500,000 people.
Is it intentional or just it's
no?
still
I
not
think they
convenient?
thought about their people more, and that's normal for a country. Of course, your people should be first, but
Do you guys actually drive to Belarus? Because if I would be living so close, I would probably go shopping.
it's more cheaper, I think, to go to Minsk than to like our second town, Kaunas, or something from Vilnius. It's really cheap and easy. And for like, I don't know, maybe you are more familiar with traveling. I think you have...
Dude, not at all.
I know, but there's like visas in Belarus.
Alright.
So that's a problem, but I think you can be for 84 hours or 24 hours without visa in Minsk or Belarus.
They should have probably some type of some really flexible short-term solution for that. Yes.
But I was once offered a job in Belarus. Then I needed like a short-term job, one thing. But then they tell me I need a visa, and I didn't have the passport at the time.
For working, for sure.
Yeah.
If it's official.
You can't. Like earn money. You can visit without visa. Just go there. There's a train even, I think, or something. Yeah, there's a train passing. Even Riga. There's a train that goes Riga, Vilnius, Minsk, and Kiev. That goes once per week.
I didn't know Kiev, but yeah, Minsk, Riga.
Yeah,
for sure.
I thought about going with the train now because I quite like trains compared to buses. And if there's a possibility, I always go to train. But I learned that train goes only once per week. And it's and that's not really convenient, and it goes only like 4 a.m, one time, and it's, I don't know, but soon there will be this autumn there will be Baltic Railways, the big project that goes between 3 countries now, and you can go to Riga even in 1 hour, something like that, from Kaunas.
Wait a second, it's just a project.
It's big, not a project, it's a real thing that already finishing. You can Google the Baltic Rail, something like that. It's a big thing.
I know what you mean, but
yeah.
What? Nothing has happened.
It should be finished.
It's just on paper.
I know. It say they already finished. There's a timestamps, everything for the everything.
Wait a second. Are you saying that in Lithuania already have new rails?
I'm not sure about that, but already heard that there will be a connection, Kaunas, Riga.
Yeah, that's the project. The
Yeah.
Rail Baltica
Yeah.
would actually connect, I think, the Baltics with Belgium even. It's like
Yeah.
really far.
I heard that crazy project, and I don't believe it will be completed ever or something. But the Kaunas Riga thing, I heard it's already will be a thing.
Oh, wait a second. Are you saying just between Kaunas and Riga?
No, like all the Baltic they say, but I didn't hear about but I heard about the shorter things, and there's actually not the long time ago there was a newspaper thing, and they say they'll be finished in this autumn. In September you can already go to Riga in less than an hour or something, like hour 15.
All right. Yeah, well, technically, if you come from Kaunas, I guess you should just connect with Jelgava, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Does-
But actually now there's no any railway connections with, like, unless that train that goes from Kiev and that whole thing.
And technically, that would be sufficient.
Which one?
The already one.
Yeah, but
Existing
I don't know. It's like a project between Kiev and Riga right now that
Really?
connects 4 capitals.
Yeah.
But to do it every day or something, like, it's not. I know they think that's not far for them. Yeah.
How many? You know what I was quite surprised by? Quite a few Lithuanians come to Latvia to work.
Lithuanians?
Yeah.
In Riga, I think
I don't get it.
particularly, because there's more companies basing here, as I know.
But Lithuania is a bigger country.
Yeah, but the Riga has better laws for the basing your company. And
That's so weird to
something
hear.
like that. Yeah.
Because Latvians say that about Estonia.
But we heard that in Riga you can there's a better like company basement and just working and better laws, better, like, I don't know, the outreaches from Riga, and maybe even the the flying thing
Airports.
even better from Riga.
That's true.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking about gaming in Belarus,
Yeah.
I once met a dude he's a man from Italy. He said in Belarus there's quite a big gaming company which makes the game for some type of tanks.
Maybe World of Tanks.
Something like that.
Maybe
yes.
that's a big
Yes.
game. I don't know any other game with tanks except the World of Tanks. It's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah. Is it a Belarus?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the companies. I was today in that event Hypertown, and there was our Lithuanian and Baltic's biggest mobile project. We have Guns of Boom. It's
What?
called. You can
Guns
check.
of Boom?
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds cheesy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has 10 million downloads on phone, and it has tournaments with a prize pool of 500,000. It has the social medias with 500,000 follows, etc.
World of Tanks.
And-
Composer is a dude named Sergey.
And the company is Vargang.
It's a Belarusian company, Wargaming.
Yeah. So yeah, that game is pretty big also. But Guns of Boom also is like very big mobile thing, and it was
Guns of Boom.
yeah. Yeah. And Game Inside is based in Vilnius, and it's like half Russian, half Latvian, I don't know, company, but it's based in Vilnius, and it has all credentials in Lithuania.
Yeah.
And I mean, this game is huge. I surprised also, but this game is huge thing, like in mobile thing and tournament.
Is it more or less related to the age of the users? Because I would imagine this is more probably popular between the ages of, I don't know, 5 to 15 perhaps.
Yeah, but they
15
have the
perhaps.
pro scene actually, where the tournaments and professional players of this game.
Yeah, but the professionals are probably just horse, right? They could play any game, whichever pays.
Yeah, maybe, but if professionals, there's a scene of professionals, there's usually like the older people in there, so there's somewhat thing. But you're right, there's the prize pools, there's the money. I guess that attracts the professionals, which are just good at any game, and they just thought about why that shooting game, I play other shooting game good. And
So what about you? You are a YouTuber.
yeah,
So are you also a semi-professional gamer or
I'm
something?
a
like that?
content creator. No, I just do fun things and enjoy gaming, not professional horse or something.
But do you stream gaming?
Yes.
So you are technically a gamer.
Yes, I'm a gamer, of course, but I'm not professional.
No, what I mean is not, well, yeah, a professional gamer would
yeah.
be someone who competes, right, for money.
Yeah, competes and first of all trains from morning to evening. They do training really seriously, and they have in contracts they can't skip training.
You're sort of like PewDiePie.
Yeah, but not like in the meme way a lot. That guy just likes funny things a lot. He was a gamer once, and I was
Isn't it-
influenced.
Isn't he still?
No, like you can go to his channel, you see like his gaming videos. I'm best case 1 in 10th. Is mostly right now commentary and memes, and
Yeah, but he still plays games and records them, right?
he does it like in every 10th video, maybe at the best. When I was watching him back like 4 or 5 years ago, he was doing everyday gaming. Like he does the walkthroughs and everything.
Can you explain to me what's the appeal of watching a dude like PewDiePie playing games?
Just in general, the walkthrough. I personally was watching him because I didn't have the very good PC, and he played those games which I maybe didn't have the support to play. So that's why. And the kids sometimes, very often nowadays, the parents have the rule: you don't get the PC if you are not doing that and that and that, and you usually have maybe very old laptop or something. So those guys who does the playing, you just can watch on your phone or everything. You just can watch the game together, experience together. And the good story games, for example, they're just like movies. You just watch the series with that YouTuber commenting. There's like really big channels that even don't do commentary. They just play the game, and they have like 5 million or something subscribers and million views just by playing the game throughout, just playing, and people watch it like serious. So from that standpoint, that's a thing. And of course there's a personality things. PewDiePie maybe had personality, and people liked his take on the game. Not like you're just, I don't know, playing, but he does the fun thing that you don't expect maybe in the game. So,
I was once thinking maybe I should just incorporate some gaming with the guests.
yeah, that's
Right?
cool.
And then I figured, well, how would that even be technically doable?
Well, interesting thing in YouTube world, there's commentary channels where just guy talks about stuff.
Yeah.
And they have the background, not like some nature maybe, or maybe something interesting in the background, maybe some, I don't know, stars, or I know some like things you get in background. No, they have the gaming. I don't know why, but they record how they shoot in Call of Duty, how they shoot in CSGO, how they maybe do some things in gaming.
Yeah.
It's not gaming channel at all. They talk about, I don't know, life, some dramas, some music, some just commentary, but they have the background in gaming. I have no idea why. That's really interesting.
You mean background in gaming as in they started in gaming, or they have literally a background?
No,
where
they have
game-
literally this. They don't show their faces, anything. It's just the screen. You watch the video. The screen is like gaming, and he talks about at all different topics, etc.
Oh, and the
He just puts the game.
The
like,
game you see might be not even his.
Yeah, of course. He just puts the game, and that's a thing. Like you can watch some. The Leafy was the popular guy. He just did that CS:GO surf. They just like flying around in the game, just cool stuff. It looks smooth, and he's just flying in the game. And he talks about anything. But just that's for the standpoint.
I need to check this out.
Yeah, people don't know why, but they. Yeah.
Can you write it?
Yeah, but he's like at that channel. But
Well, give me a live
if
one.
he's popular. Like if you click on any of his videos, you see that there's a gaming content, but the topic or the video is not gaming. Like
Hey,
at
what's
all.
up, guys? Just hanging in
he's
here,
talking, and
enduring
there's a
the
CS:GO
mass
point.
amount of Photoshop from
Yeah.
yesterday's video. If you
And
guys
that's
didn't know, I
surfing.
did a little
That
bit of a
looks
face
like
reveal
cool, like
yesterday. And since the
ASMR
face reveal,
maybe,
I've been
some
getting
like-
some
And we don't know if
nonstop
he's
shit
playing
like
this.
He's not. Yeah, we don't know
this, and
at all.
especially
That's not even.
fucking this, and it
If you
just
check that
doesn't end.
channel
There was
type,
just
it's like
no
commentary
into
or
it
comedy.
whatsoever.
It's
I
not
see
even
no
gaming.
light
He never
in a good
did
mood.
gaming even.
I swear to God, I'm gonna have a
Yeah,
fucking
he has that
seizure
background
from this
video
shit.
always in the background and talks about anything.
So the main this main benefit for him would be he has always something visual.
Yeah, that's
Because
that
you
things.
because you don't violate any copyright with having a game on,
Yeah,
right?
and like now we don't. Maybe in the future, but now you can do the
Yeah,
game.
I mean, because games are totally up for grabs, right?
Yeah.
You can capture it any way you want it, put it up,
Yeah,
nobody gets a claim.
yeah. You don't
I guess
even
so.
make a content kinda in that wise. You just would like walk around and whatever. You didn't.
Because I was thinking about two things. Yes, one would be literally just competitive playing a game with the guests, and the second one having actually some type of game or narrative, but having it almost filled with some either random stuff or just some, I don't know, either quotes or something trivial. And but I just didn't know how to actually approach this topic, because it would be a multiplayer, right? if for instance, we two would need to play a game right now.
Yeah, not
We
a
would
lot
have
of
to
games
have-
support the. It's called co-op if you want to together do the narrative, and not a lot of games support. Like it's called local co-op, like the same place, same type, and it's not a lot of games has that.
And what is the local co-op for the game, or is
no,
it
it's
specifically
just like
for the
genre.
setup?
You can write local co-op in the Google, and you will see the list of games, and there's like only maybe, I would even say 5 games that has it. I know why, but the developers, creators don't want you to play the same game at the same place. It's not war for them. Maybe for the standpoint, because if you have the one game and there's 2 people playing in the room, only one person buys it. And if you implement multiplayer, there's online thing and both players has to buy it from economic point. They don't want you to have one copy for multiple people on the same computer. Maybe that's the reason they don't.
But wait a second. If I think about, let's say, what was the popular game, Need for Speed.
Yeah.
It used to, I don't know if it's still popular, but you know the Need for Speed.
Yeah, maybe
franchise.
that's for the racing games.
You have definitely
but
multiplayer
on the
options.
newer ones,
Player 1, Player 2.
maybe they even deleted that. Maybe.
You definitely have that
Yeah.
for sports. You can have the
sports,
hockey,
that's no problem.
soccer,
Yeah. Sports, racings maybe, but narrative games or something.
and Counter-Strike. I mean, Counter-Strike had multiplayer, right?
But no, you can't play in the same place.
What?
No,
Come
there's no split screen or anything. I don't know that future. You
Oh, wait a second. All right, you may not have a split screen,
Yeah.
but you could actually have,
The
let's say,
LAN.
a separate computer, and it would be going into one source for streaming, right?
You can create a LAN. Just one person creates a server, another one joins, but there's a need of 2 computers.
Yeah, which wouldn't be that difficult. I mean,
Yeah,
a second computer wouldn't be that much.
Yeah,
of
you
a
could
deal.
just for Counter-Strike you don't need powerful computer or anything. But like for normal trivial games, to go same narrative, I don't know, like for example, what games like cool, interesting, you can just throw in another character inside and go through that story or something. Developers don't allow that and don't create that. They have specialized characters, persons you play alone usually. And if there's a multiplayer, it has some kind of game mode and you just shoot around or something. And in that way also you need the person on other side, other PC. Like if you, I tell you, if you go Google and people really would like and search, I remember personally I had a sister all the time besides me, and I really would like to play some games together and experience them at the same time, but local co-op is really rare. It's popular for racing games, sports game, but from like normal, interesting shooting narrative games, it's very rare. Call of Duty had Call of Duty, like if you know the popular game series, it had only few games which had local co-op, and even in that case, from all the narrative, they had only like 5 missions that was possible to do in co-op. Not whole narrative, but special missions where you had 2 characters, and they allowed one of those characters to throw in on the local person. But only 5 missions also, not the whole game, not the whole thing, but only few of them. But it's only in few of those games, and that's
so co-op would mean basically that
co-op
let's
means
say
cooperation.
a player and another one are just going on the same map, doing the same things, and let's say I'm walking behind you, I'm seeing you. Right?
Usually the game tries to make it a little bit harder to not be the one person job that splits into.
What about Grand Theft Auto?
There's an online, but co-op no. You can join the story. It's really cool stories in Grand Theft Auto, but there's no second person option. You have to go solo, and if you want to do some online, like together, you then go to online, GTA Online, or San Andreas was SAMP. San Andreas, yeah.
So probably the technical solution for me would be to just have another computer right here, right?
Yeah, and maybe in that way, yes, or just play sport games and racing games. Then you just connect 2 controllers, download the game, and
Well, the controller would be just a mouse and a keyboard,
yeah,
right?
but if you want just like that cozy experience with the controller, just sitting and mumbling.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never gotten why the controller is like it is, because I've never had the convenience as on them as I have on just a computer keyboard.
But for sports
And
games,
mouse.
when there's no much controls and you don't need a mouse, I totally get it. It's comfortable. But for the shooting games, I also never understood how you can aim with that stick and how it's comfortable. Almost all games has the aim assistance because of that.
Yeah.
Because you can actually aim in that way as with the mouse. But for the racing games and even some players on GTA, they have the controller and the mouse near the PC, and they go inside the car and they pick up the controller and drive the car, then go outside the car, drop the controller, get on the mouse keyboard, shoot. There's some type of people do that.
Yeah, well, that's some deep thinking right there.
Because they really like the experience with the driving with the controller, because there's such a thing on the controllers. There's thumbsticks, they act as better as a wheel. Like if you turn more, it turns more. On the keyboard, you just press. There's single thing, and you have to like if you play Need for Speed on the arrows, you have to just like double tap to just get better corner. You just can push it harder. On the thumbstick, you can actually swivel harder, and it acts like a harder thing. So that's why it's better for racing games, and maybe for soccer games also. You can press the thumbstick or just to get better angle or harder kick. The buttons actually also has the taptic feel. You can press it harder and it understands like you.
I get it. So those are the ones who want to feel more.
Yeah, feel more, be more in
experience.
Control of the game, not like just I don't know. But for the shooters, I don't understand. Like the mouse is like so superior. That's why it was never allowed. Even if the game has support for PC and Xbox, the players never was on the same server. They had different, because if you go together, the PC will just smash everyone because it's so better.
What is your well, I wouldn't say aim, but what is your let's say channel content mostly for yourself, or are you aiming at a particular target audience?
I personally have a lot of technical, and I'm maybe want to little educate people on technical stuff. Maybe that's my aim, and quite for myself, for the gaming side, maybe for more myself, because I lost the interest in games at certain age, and I really thought about just not doing it at all. But when you just go live or do video, it's more fun and engaging. So I can experience the fun of doing gaming, and with the audience, with extra some reaction, something like it's more like entertaining for me personally. But for other purposes, the video creating, it's the technical education. So yeah, the audience, I don't know, like I never thought about what I'm targeting. I'm just doing what I like.
Do you know what is your current audience?
Some numbers maybe, something. But I have met a lot because I have done for quite long, and I'm doing those events. Even with like in Lithuania, I'm doing almost every event, so I meet people. And because of CS:GO, like CS Counter-Strike, the audience is a little bit like older, because it's shooter, and Counter-Strike already is very like it's almost like third generation.
It's
of
old.
those. Yeah, it's old game and people know it, and there's older people playing. So I guess my generation, like my audience, age average is like 15, 16, because I have the all younger, of course, but I have like really older, 20, even older than me people, and I have like a lot of 18, 19 people like my age almost. Yeah, but I have younger ones, but not like Minecraft level or even that Fortnite younger games. I don't do that content. I don't even interest, and I'm not really child-friendly content. I'm not really...
In a way, what you mean?
I swear I do a lot of like real world mind thinking. I'm not like...
You swear in Lithuanian?
No, like let's be sincere. Like in Baltic, there's Russian swearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, the Lithuanian.
But does it count though? Because it's a foreign language. It would be like saying fuck, right?
Yeah.
It's not really your language, right?
Yeah, but like in younger audience, parents monitor what children are watching, and if they see the YouTuber saying fuck, I think they don't allow them watching that.
Maybe.
But
that's not your audience, right?
Yeah,
Somebody
I don't care. I have heard don't swear like requests. I said
From who?
From some audience members. They come to and say don't swear, please don't swear, and say fuck you. I don't care. I said that's not my audience. I don't want to have like people who think about swearing as like very bad thing. I want to say I swear only when I'm emotional. That's a sincere way.
Form of expression.
Yeah. I don't believe in that, but I understand from the younger audience. They learning, they growing. Maybe swearing could influence them. And if I did like Minecraft, I think I wouldn't swear because I think I had really bad influence on younger people and they could grow up by swearing a lot or something. But right now I have audience that I believe is older, and in CS, in Counter-Strike, like you swear, that's just a game thing even. It's like very emotional, like people...
I mean, yeah, it's sort of a gaming culture.
Yeah, from
almost, yeah.
But, and I don't want to act, I'm trying to be more like myself in the content. I don't want to be a person like childish friendly, very cheerful, like quite real, just honest. And
do you actually plan on, do you have a structure or plan for monetizing your content?
I'm
because that's the real goal, right?
Yeah, but I'm quite monetized it with the sponsors, everything. I have people, but
how did that happen? How did that come about?
They usually just reach out, like 90%. The company or something reach out. Sometimes I give the message, maybe do the contact, but usually they have the marketing people. They just sit all day, watch YouTubers. Actually, it's a job. You just watch, look for people, you find who you like. And I'm some kind of way was appealing to some people. I'm just lucky, as I say, and they message me. We got the deals. So yeah.
And so, what type of sponsorship are they offering you in a general way?
That's a contract thing. And what do you want? What the brand wants? Maybe there's sometimes only money. Sometimes there's a products from technical.
Steady money or just one-time payment money?
It depends. Sometimes people come with like one project, one thing. I don't really like those type of things because I say, if you want to do one thing, then pay me a lot for one thing and I can just do it and forgot you. But if you want to do a long term and there's a steady money like monthly, then I can do a better deal. I can be more honest, more like better contact, etc. I don't like those one type of things, and they usually are pretty rude. It's just like, do that thing, we give you cash. Then I say, give me a lot of cash, and they say, fuck you, and I say, fuck you, and we don't work. Like,
and what are the types of companies who actually request sponsorships?
From gaming side, there's game stores. There's a lot of game stores.
Game stores.
Online stores. There's a game.
Lithuanian game.
No. Those we have few, and they're pretty good. People buy, but there's international stores. And
I don't get it. You nowadays wouldn't you just go either to one platform or just to producer of the game and just download it for the money? Why would you need online
because there's a problem,
game stores?
Because there's a problem with one thing. There's a prices. Some online stores and like developers have the steady price even for the game that's like 6 years old or something. They just keep the same price. And like if you know how the capitalism work, if there's a demand and etc., the price drops. If the game the price drops, there's no need, no one buys. So in the real economy, the stores supply the real price, the better price, the lower price, etc. for the game. Not like the developers, they have the high price, etc. So there's some stores just offer better prices, and other thing, there's a better payment methods. They implement the methods that's more like reasonable for younger people. They don't have the credit cards or etc. There's some other options like PaySafe card or the PayPal options. A lot of stores doesn't have that. They have only like one method, like MasterCard. That's it. So the stores have other convenience. They have like sales. They have like other options. So I personally like the stores. You just get the game easier, I think.
Well, what would be a store?
There's my sponsors are Kingwin.
Kingwin.
They're Polish brand. They're pretty big brand.
And so Kingwin.net.
Yeah.
And they are selling games?
Yes. The whole company based around selling game codes, like they say game codes. Because they get it some way their suppliers and they just have the store implemented. They personally doesn't even sell the games. They have the mechanic of people even having the games because people personally have, and they give the platform where you can be a merchant and sell it. You have reputation by seller because there's people who, for example, because we have Lithuanian gaming groups and there's people personally selling games. Like they have some kind of suppliers, maybe cheaper ways to get games, and they say, I sell games, buy for me. But that feels not safe. Just go for one person, buy some game, maybe it doesn't work, maybe he doesn't give you So the Kingwin and other places like more trusty. You just go the payment method, and you get the game from some kind of person. Sometimes straight from Kingwin if the game is official, some kind. But usually there's some people. If you get to the store, you'll see there's like, for example, prices. You usually get the cheapest one, but maybe it's not the trustworthy person. You go for the little. But usually 99% it's cheaper than getting from the Steam. Steam has the sales. Steam, the platform, it has sales. Maybe you can get cheaper officially. But
Steam was just for Valve games, right?
Yeah, but now it's like the biggest store for all games and etc.
Oh, really?
It's usually there's
Good.
all games and etc. Yeah, they like now they don't supply games at all. Personally, they're so rich and proud of themselves, just feeling happy by selling other games. They don't create games at all. The last game they created, I know, maybe 5-6 years ago.
Are you sure?
Yes, Valve is a little bit scummy right now. They just don't do stuff. They do updates. They keep the CSGO alive. They keep Dota alive. They keep some games, but there was a time when they created games. There was very good company. They created Left 4 Dead, Portal, Half-Life. There's no Half-Life 3 still. The company is worth maybe 100 times more than last time Half-Life came out. They have tons of money, but there's no the game because as I said, they're just sitting on the cash piles and they don't care.
Good for them.
Maybe, but right now, like half a year ago, it started a little bit heat up in the gaming industry because people saw that Steam is the only player in this good like thing, just sitting and earning cash. So there started to pop out other stores, and they offered better percentage to game sellers, like get on our store and we don't take the percentage, because if you want to be on Steam takes quite a lot of earnings from the developer of the game. So there's a little bit of concurrence like from the stores, but it doesn't work like that because
and where do you buy, for instance, EA games?
EA has own store.
Yeah, that's what I would think, that every major player should have its own platform, and off you go.
They have the store, it's called Origin Store. They have a little bit of other games like The Sims. It's also there.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's from EA. I think the FIFAs, I personally like the soccer, football, so there's a FIFA, all games there.
And is it the same with Rockstar?
Rockstar has their games on Steam, but they have all their online stuff on Rockstar Network, something like that. But Rockstar also one of those players which they made tons of money, but they don't produce games at all. Like they have GTA every 5-6 years, and they had now on PS4 the Red Dead Redemption game, and that's pretty good. But compared how much they sell and how much their money made, it's really weird that the smaller companies make very good games. Like there's a term indie games developers, whereas like 5-6 people makes very good games. They don't hear a lot. But those bigger guys, I have no idea where the money goes. Like they earning just billions, and they create one game per 10 year almost.
Because it's probably lucrative for them.
I guess they just make
they make exclusive deals with the platforms, right? So it first comes out on, I don't know, Xbox or PlayStation.
They did that with GTA.
2 years later on a PC.
Yeah, and that game kind of bad. Like compared, they released the game, waited 2 years, did nothing, released the worst edition on PC, then they apologized, implemented a little bit better graphics.
What was the thing?
They released very cool anticipating trailers of the game that looks like revolutionizing, because PC is more powerful.
Yeah.
And when PC players like said, okay, you quite insulted us by releasing only exclusive on consoles, but we'll wait for better edition. And when it came out, it didn't look real better. It had like few options personally for PC, like exclusive options bar. There's like 5 options, better look graphics, but it didn't look that good. Like for 2 years of work.
But people still bought it.
Yeah, they bought it like crazy. They don't have option.
Nice.
They still have the best open world game in the whole world, and what can you do? You have to buy it. Same for FIFA. They doesn't change anything, but releasing the same soccer game every year. It didn't improve graphically, physically in any way, but people just have to buy it and play it. And
that's just, I guess it's the same branding tactic as for iPhones or something like that.
Yeah.
You just make a new number up, and off you go. You want the latest.
Yeah.
What is your thinking about, let's say, your career in general? Do you actually plan on having a traditional career?
Like career in what way?
I don't know, being an office worker.
I
or,
like in the
you know.
work career. I'm not. I don't know. I'm really bad at being in command. Like someone telling me what to do. I don't know. That's why I had started all the my thing.
How long have you been doing this?
4 years. I
Mhm.
think 4 years. So yeah, but I had few works. Maybe I can be a working person. I have that mindset, but I don't know. The economy for young people, it's really bad. They really use the people. Like you don't have education, you don't have the experience, so you'll just work and shut up, and nobody cares in you in the working land. You just my girlfriend work now in the 3 years already, and she has pretty good like work archive like history, and she now is getting higher, better jobs.
Yeah.
But without that, like starting working, like
You need to have
Yeah.
some credentials. In a
yeah,
sense.
you have to fill up your profile credentials, and that doesn't really motivates me to do something.
What does
so-
motivate you?
I know. Invest in my personal work, personal abilities, like not to work for someone just to get credential, and that doesn't help me at all. Like, but to do my own thing, improve by, I don't know, because I don't believe you do a job for someone else, you will improve by personally. Like if you work in McDonald's by the, I don't know, bank, just checking out, you'll do something for yourself. You just get a CV, maybe you just get credentials. By you had work, you've been good worker, but personally you just feel bad about that.
So what are because in one sense, for sure, that is the thing that's most troublesome for people, right? It's just another cog wheel
Yeah.
part. But the other one is the experience of having a professional environment, right?
Yeah.
So how do you manage to actually enhance your professional capabilities, your skills, not just in creating the content, but actually getting it, distributing it, planning it, treating it like it's sort of a business for you now at this point. So how do you get that experience?
I'm trying personally to get it, just learning, searching, researching, reading, meeting people that had experience in that. I had met a lot of older people that gone that pathway by learning and being a cogwheel, and they all just getting me the best tips, best things, just to not experience the same thing. Because there's older people that would be envy of my career, because they're just from different generation, they didn't have that, and they telling me they would do the same if it would be impossible.
Are you at that point where you could call it this? Let's say YouTube is your main focus right now, right?
Yes.
So are you at that point where you could call it this as your career currently?
Well, by time investment,
Yeah.
it's definitely my career. Like I'm doing nothing apart from it. I'm invest 100%. And I have the girlfriend. That's quite a problem. Maybe it takes time. Without it, I could invest even more. But at this point, I'm young. I don't have much to lose, I guess. I could even, some sport players started at 20, or like maybe a bit late, but they started their like best sports, like they legendary for them, like at 20 or 21, like some things. I can still fail this thing and do other thing. Like I'm not so, what I say, at risk maybe.
I mean, you can definitely try and don't get hurt too much.
Yes. Because I think you get hurt more by getting education than by doing things.
How's that?
I think at young age nowadays, getting education, 4 years of your best young age, at thing that won't promise you anything usually. But
I see your point.
Yes.
To
It's
get
pretty
to
risky.
that-
I think it's more risky than doing your own thing and then you can get the education later, but just going after school at some. I think a lot of students go blindsided.
Because you don't have questions, but you get already some answers which you cannot really fathom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't just decline the education itself as a thing. For majority, it's a needed thing and it's a good thing. And I don't know.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I think now, let's say your generation and the newer ones, they should be actually the first who shouldn't, let's say, learn so much math or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
things that are traditionally taught in schools,
Yes.
they should probably just learn some 21st century stuff,
Yeah.
right?
It
And
will change, I think, by the time people will see that you don't need it. For example, in Lithuania, to get state supplied like financial support for your education, we have that thing like state.
well, you have state funded.
Yes,
yeah,
state funded. You have
That's
to
good.
get mathematical exam
Yeah,
filled.
so yeah, we have the same basically.
But we didn't have that like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We had enough only Lithuanian exam, the like this Lithuanian
language.
language thing. That was enough. Now, if you want to get state funding, you have to get mathematics. And
For everybody or?
yes, everybody.
Oh, then it's a little bit different. I
Yeah,
think.
because
Alright.
that's the only few years ago. I don't understand why. Now we had at 11, 12 grades, we had different levels of mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
You just pick a level because you already know where you get in some university, and maybe you don't need mathematics.
You definitely don't need it.
Yeah, in some
for most
things.
people.
But now, when it changed, I was still in school. Everyone just had to get A level mathematics. Like the B level on my better school just vanished because everyone had to get past the exam. It's pretty hard exam mathematics, and everyone just get in A grade.
Wouldn't you say it's not really hard? It's just useless.
Yeah, maybe. Like to understand mathematics, it's not that like talented. Maybe it's just work thing. Just had
Mechanical.
to, yeah, you just grind your mind, and that's not useful in nowadays world. Why you should grind such a things that those graphs and symmetrical stuff? I don't get geometry.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I understand the calculus thing. You have to know.
Yeah,
that
that's basic
counting.
arithmetic.
Yeah, that's okay, but
It's for you to function in society.
that's all fine.
To
but-
count your money. for
Yeah,
instance,
but
yes.
that just count your financials, pay the taxes, etc. You just need those mathematics, maybe. But come on, those arithmetics, those geometry stuff and those functions. I don't know that. I was in university 1 year. I tried to study philosophy.
Oh damn!
Yes,
How did you decide on that?
I decided because I want to be sincere with the university degree, with the university like older university. You just expand on your mind, you expand on your experience thinking. You go to university to level up in life. I didn't think
And
about
so your first choice was philosophy.
yes, because it's not mechanical.
Bold choice.
Yeah, but it's not working. It's not mechanical. It's not like skill you learn. You just learn your academic stuff. You just learn academy way. You're more smart, maybe I would say, even by getting like degree. It's like classical degree, like one of you. I think there's theology, like then there's philosophy, then there's maybe some languages like you could count as classical, because learning language is pretty useful, like not compared to mathematics, I guess. Learning language, I would support you have to in school like few languages, because language learning really broadens up your thinking. But but that didn't bore out my philosophy thing.
Usually philology is just popular because you can apply it to several things.
Yeah, the Scandinavian philology, it's like right now just booming, because you just
I
learn.
don't know why, but yeah.
But you learn
every once in a while. It just keeps popping up. People start just for no
because
reason.
if you personally, I met a person. He has the higher wage just because he knows Danish, and he's like twice as much earns in Lithuania, and even. He works, of course, in Danish company, Lithuanian, and Danes told him why it's like that, why they like Lithuanian Danish people, because he does the work that the Dane could do like twice as fast, etc. But the worker told him, you as a worker cost like 5 times less in Lithuania than to pay the Dane just to the translate or something. So it's for us, it's way better to find Lithuanian who knows Danish and pay him quite a lot compared to Lithuanian wages, but not to have the company in Denmark itself, etc. So you just learn the language, and we talked with him because I'm like philosophy, etc., like deeper mind thinking, and it's really dumb to have this thing just to learn language. It doesn't matter if you're smart, if you work, and etc. You just know the language, and that's enough in the work scheme to learn like very big money. There can be a person who doesn't know language and he's very smart, very working hard, etc., but he won't earn just because of the language. So that's pretty unfair, I would say.
And funny enough, I think that will, in a short amount of time, become quite obsolete. Because I remember I had some I think they were Paraguayan women.
Mm.
Didn't speak a word English, right? They just spoke. I think it was Spanish.
Yeah.
So what I did was just take my phone,
Yeah.
go to Google Translate, right? Press the microphone button, and just speak English.
Yeah.
It translated to their language and vice versa.
Yeah.
Off you go.
So that's pretty good. And from the also I heard about the who's learning the languages, the highest point of possibility in career. They said it's to be a translator in politics, like the person who translates
In Brussels?
Yeah, that's the highest point from the if you want
Sort
to be
of.
a career like your expectations.
Yeah, but
etc.
shouldn't you be wary of those people who would like such a career?
Yeah,
I'm a little bit squeamish about it.
yeah. You just
It's just
translate very important that could.
yeah.
You can at night can get sleep because you thought you translated wrongly one word and someone can get in war or something.
Well, that would be some fringe situation, but other than that, it's just so. Can you imagine just working every day, grinding, listening to some
Yeah.
nonsense,
Yeah.
and then what do you have to show for afterwards, in a sense?
But they try to reach that position. I know the translators and those people.
Well, at least they have some ambition.
Yeah,
Right.
that's hard. Like for the competition point, there's only one person for each country, something like that. So
Oh yeah,
That's-
there's just a few quotas.
yeah.
What was your actual? Well, what was your viewpoint on marketing? Because I would figure that since you are calling your YouTube channel your main focus,
Yeah,
right? Like career-wise, you would be probably interested in getting millions and millions of subscribers,
Yeah.
millions of views.
Yeah.
So what is your tactic? What is your
I,
strategy?
I'm still trying to do what my motto is. I do what I would watch.
Organically?
Yeah, I do only what I don't go on trends a lot. Like maybe sometimes, but I don't do those clickbait stuff or etc. I'm growing organically, but the bonus of that, like the pro, is that you get very organic following, very sincere following, honest following of people who just do believe and be with you at any point.
What's your competition in Lithuania in a sense?
Competition.
Because I would imagine there are
Yeah,
some
that's-
alternative channels.
Yes, that's a
Similar.
problem because in that way, because you create that competition. Some people sees that only, not only, but very, very, I don't know, in a rude way, like very seriously, like in the competition fighting way. If you,
Oh, no, I mean,
Yeah.
you have a certain amount of eyeballs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a matter of whether or not they'll look at you or
yeah,
three other dudes.
yeah, and I'm not really thinking about it. I'm still just doing my thing and I don't care. But there's a competition. Yes, there's some people, but I don't know. For me personally, they create a little bit different content, and I don't believe my audience even watch them. So I never think that my people will go away. I'm still pretty original and creative in Lithuanian space. And even if there's competitors, even someone throws in some way in my you have competitor, there's a better dude, I check him out and I think, really? I don't think he creates the competition for me. I'm still pretty original. I'm still believe people have to go to watch me if they want to that type of content. I don't know.
Which is mainly gaming.
Yeah, mainly in technology. Gaming is my thing, yeah, but I don't know. Like my gaming is not very competitive. Some people say I don't play very professionally, but I then tell I'm not competitive.
You're
content creator.
entertaining.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of people who believe in that in Lithuania and a lot in the world.
Well, it's a small scale market, right, in
Yeah.
Lithuania for
Yes,
that. I mean,
yes.
in America,
Yeah.
you don't imagine you just have 0.5%
Yeah.
of the population and you have such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big audience.
Yeah, that's why you find very unoriginal channels that are successful. They're just
Where?
copying.
In
and-
Lithuania?
No, in the world.
Ah.
In Lithuania, to pop up, you have to create something really attractive, and because you have to get that high percentage of that small population.
Because you are speaking in Lithuanian,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Most of the time.
I'm pretty like I don't know patriotic about my
So
content.
yeah, but what about that? Because you definitely know for sure if you would speak.
Yes, but as I said, I'm pretty patriotic. I'm 4 years in this content, and I'm still seeing that Lithuanian community doesn't grow up, doesn't do things that I would like to be example of Lithuanian content.
For instance, what do you mean?
It's not quality. It's not way like creators don't invest in their content creation, etc.
Do you mean as in editing or
in all
planning?
ways? Like even the content itself, it's quite a lot just copying of English people and just doing in Lithuanian.
Because that's the beauty of what was it? I think it was the Picasso's quote, right?
Maybe.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Good artists copy, great artists steal.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, I hear that quote. But as I said, yeah, but I don't see when I will be happy with Lithuanian community just to leave it by itself, then I maybe will do broader things. But right now, the gaming is just very stuck and don't grow. I feel we could do more because I work quite a lot with the events, with the other stuff, and I'm just trying to be active, not let to diet, etc. I know I'm pretty patriotic, like in that way. I don't know. It's not worth it for me at all, but unless I'm but I'm getting the respect from that. Like that's a bonus thing. People see that I try sincerely. I do. I care, and I be around.
Patriotic in the use of the language, because you could do it the same just in English.
No, patriotic in that way because I care about the Lithuanian community, people who Lithuanians like gaming do. I'm not just throwing that in the all worldish thing. They just same audience. For me, Lithuanian audience person watching me more valuable than some other. But ironically for YouTube, it's like quite opposite. Lithuanian viewer as for the monetizing is worth like, I don't know, 50 cents. You get 50 cents for 1,000 Lithuanians watching your content. In British, for example, you get for 1,000 like even maybe €8 sometimes, 6
Probably
euros.
more sponsors.
Yes, but it's like for
advertisers.
Advertisers value more. Lithuanians not worth it for the view. They won't buy the thing, so they don't pay up for the.
Here's where it gets scary, because it seems like you are also paying attention to analytics.
Yeah, I know analytics.
Yeah,
because
I'm not. I know I should get into that, but damn, it seems so.
Yeah, you have to, because if you get the sponsors, they want analytics.
At that point, yes.
Yeah, you just have to get the know how to do reports, like the buhalteria.
It becomes just a. Well,
Paperwork.
At that point, it becomes a little bit some like a job.
Yes. If I track those reports, sent to sponsors that I do stuff. Even today in Riga, I had a meeting with one of my sponsors, one of tech guys, because they have the headquarters here.
Yeah.
So I had meeting, I talked, they said really happy with me, etc. And cool.
So at this time, you don't feel too much pressure?
Like at this point, like today?
Yeah, you don't feel like an employee?
I don't feel as an employee, but for some point, I have obligations, but that's why maybe I can call this a job, because I have obligations for people, not like audience even. I mean, but I can say even for audience, like if you have subscribers, you feel obligation to do for them. They follow you not to just watch you, they want to see, they want to get something. And like for the streams, for example, people donate you even because of that. They give you money because just they want to be you, like they want to see you working. Maybe for them, maybe I don't know how do you call it, but
what do you think of Patreon?
I understand they work like the project, like all the thing you can support the creator, etc. But the Patreon had done some scummy stuff, and I don't support the platform.
You mean recently?
Not so long time ago, but they have some politic agenda and they ban people they don't like.
Oh, you mean deplatform?
Yeah, deplatform. Yeah.
Well, come on, you wouldn't be on their target list.
I know, but just for principle, I really don't
really
like. There's alternatives. I think about Subscribestar, for example. There's a thing. There was some other platforms, and you can just use them. And that's I'm thinking about that, like monthly subscription of me. That's pretty okay. Some sites, some creators have created their own websites with the subscription models. You can just go on their website, just get, I want to pledge €5 this creator.
Because then you just control all this.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay the fees that the sites has. The Patreon has pretty high fees also, and they were not clear about those. There was scandals when they understood you paid more and etc. So I really don't sympathize Patreon. The ethics not honest are Yeah, but they are cool. They created a platform, the way to creator support. Their first idea, and the guy who worked their face, the CEO or something, he was really cool. But nowadays the money controlled them. They really have felt the power of money because they side the money. They all like ethics, like you can say in one word, Patreon is the money. You give the money, etc. They get the money. It's all about money, and in the end,
it's about connecting people.
Yeah,
and parting with their money.
Yeah, but in the end, it gets in your head, I guess. They can feel the power with the money.
Sort of.
Yeah, because they like with all the deplatforming thing, like you can try to deplatform. Imagine you can just with one click you can destroy someone's life. Just take all of their money.
Well, not really. It's live. I mean, if your life wholly depended on Patreon,
but it's
you
pretty.
You have made wise choices.
Yeah, but imagine some people had like 10,
it's definitely a
20,000 patrons.
Yeah,
and you just click and I don't like this person, what he does or says, and and their terms of policy, like terms of service, the policies were very shady, very uncertain. So I don't know. I don't know. Patreon is by idea is cool, but by implementation, they just went not the right way.
I somehow heard two things that I guess are totally divergent from mine positions. One is that you are not really looking to do active marketing, right? You do it organically.
Yeah.
Right. And the second one, you don't clickbait.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm looking into.
Yeah, you can clickbait. It's good for the.
But not in a technical misleading way. Yeah. You will find something in this that's not really in here.
Yeah.
But a few episodes ago, I had an Indian guest, and then said there are even YouTube channels and some other types of platforms where the dude just reviews some Bollywood movies, and it gets I don't know how many views, right?
Yeah.
So right, Indians are so many.
Yeah.
There's many of them speak English, and they are on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So there has to be some winning formula in this.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Now Indians not so long time ago got access to internet. That's why it's so booming. They got like state access like everywhere. They didn't have that. Like the majority of population didn't have the internet. And
are you sure?
Yeah, that's a real thing. Like 2-3 years ago, like or maybe not even earlier, they got like the true YouTube access and everything. So that's why it got started. So in all Indian channels, etc., got really because they have like really big population, but in the smaller regions, everything where the poor are not so. But now even they got the internet, everything. So their population, like if you compare, like in Lithuania and Latvia, we have like I don't know 90% maybe internet access, everything. Yeah. In India, it was really bad. Only the higher tiers.
Yeah, but think about it this way: even if they had only 5% internet.
Yeah, but now it's so good percent, so much people that they channel it's crazy. I saw a few guys I never heard about, like from technics, like electronic stuff.
Yep.
I never heard them. They reached 10 million subscribers. Like that's so easy. 10 million, and there's no other channels I think that have technical in the world have 10 million, but those Indian guys I know doesn't even produce such quality content. Just unboxing, for example, that's pretty cheesy. I don't know, some boxes.
Can you say the channel?
I
should look up.
Yeah, just try to.
What's his formula?
I know, just write technical tech Indian channel. I think that's enough. Yeah, tech.
Alright. Tech Indian channel.
For example,
because I would imagine
No.
That should be some in some way of combination. Yeah. You could be true to yourself. You could still be authentic, right? But you just make some little adjustments.
Well, Indians are. Yeah, but Indians are.
And sort of you become a demigod in India.
Yeah, but Indians I think are pretty patriotic also. They watch their. No, they don't watch their guys. They like abroad thing. Like.
Well, they definitely like Western things.
Yeah.
For sure. And second of all, they are not really. There might be some places where they identify as Indians per se, but usually they are quite local minded, right? So India is probably some conglomeration of 30 countries in a sense. So it's really from where are you? Because those over there are dorks and these over here are rich people, and all these type of
Because
things.
I guess those Indians channels are popular because they're Indians and the Indians watch them just because of that. Just it's our guy, like that scheme.
I think on a global scale, for sure. On a global scale, it would be, well, for you as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I would guess your natural instinct would be
Yeah.
to look at white Europeans
Yeah.
before you look at some Eskimos,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Just natural. So what is your thought about where will you be in a year or so? Let's say next time rolls around, the what was the convention?
Hypertown.
Hypertown.
Yeah.
Now Hypertown 2
Yeah.
comes along. Where are you?
I have no idea. Like when I started this thing, and even talking about all the money thing, like when it started to came up, and first I thought it's just like one thing. Like I had this month enough money, maybe I had to do something. Other month, like second month, I also had money. Like wow, I can live through this. Then third month I had money. Then fourth month, like last month I actually moved to live with girlfriend and pay rent, everything just for YouTube. And I never expected that. I'm still not sure when I'm moved now that I can even pay, but now I have sponsorship. I believe that I will get enough money, but I never I thought about things just in the future, how it will work. I'm not the person who says live the moment now. That's pretty silly for me, but it worked in that way. So I have no idea. It worked, that thinking. I just do the thing at the right time. I do the things and I plan maybe maximum few months in the future, not more, and it worked. So I can't lie to you. I have no idea what will be in 1 year. If I look back 1 year now, things didn't really that move much. It's just organic growth and it didn't really change, because maybe I would say in Lithuania I quite topped already. Like there's no so much growth. I pretty already large YouTuber in their standards. So that's like motivation is low for it because of that. I don't see
For you?
Yeah, I don't see much growth, and that's a sad thing. Like for all YouTubers and all stars, maybe of internet, they grow out to be like social celebrity. They grow out of the YouTube status and they go to TV or other projects, like just casual like celebrities.
Yeah, to get a broader audience.
Yeah, but I don't believe in that. I'm not sure I ever do that. I'm like in
If
that
you have the right offer.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's not the same. I'm really in quite a connection with my audience, and I want to be that guy who keeps that connection. But maybe when I grow up or more, maybe I will see more and more in my personal time, personal space, and maybe I don't want to be in that connection. Maybe then there's an offer to go to like personal celebrity status, not like, because YouTube and others, there's a first of all social thing. It's social. You share, you comment, you interact. Like I believe normal celebrities and they don't do that. They have managers, etc. They just be around, hang out, get the money. In YouTube and social world, you have to be the person who actually does everything.
Are you sure? Come on. I mean, who is the biggest social media star? Kim Kardashian,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Do you think she's...
But
she's already
she's already the celebrity. I think she already like PewDiePie is the guy who does himself that stuff, and
PewDiePie, I guess so. Yeah.
he really tries to get that connection.
But you are now talking about YouTubers,
Yeah.
right? When we talk about social
Social.
media, it's a little bit broader.
Yeah, because we have interventions of normal media and social media. Like if you not long time ago watched the video of one YouTuber who got analytics of whole year of trending page, and the most trendings they're getting are the late night shows. Like it doesn't make sense because
because it's not real, right?
yeah, but they buy from YouTube. That's a speculation. They buy that spot.
Or they just hire a lot of Indians.
Yeah,
No.
I have no idea. They don't get the views. That's also a part. Compared to the people who get the organic views and get
Yeah.
on trending, the late night hosts, they don't get the views. They get, for example, like if I'm not wrong, the average number of views for trending video was like 2 to 500,000. And they already trended. For organic person to trend, average was like 2-3 million. It doesn't make sense. And that's a speculation that YouTube kinda payouts the way for those.
That's one. That's one option. The other one is just that the audience parameters are different. Because the 2 to 3 million, many of them are people who are not actually eligible to do anything by themselves, right?
But
Little kids. So
maybe
they don't make financial decisions. They don't make all the adult decisions.
But I'm not sure who watches the late night shows also, because YouTube, the whole demographic.
Those who use Facebook. Because how much do you use Facebook, for instance?
I'm using it just for social things.
See, you are a young person compared to other persons who use it on a regular daily basis, just as their main means of social media. It's just that you are already transferred. You probably use Instagram more than you anything else, right?
I just have to, because it's on the wave. Instagram. It's so in Lithuania we have YouTubers who dropped out from YouTube just to do Instagram.
Wait a second. What could you do similarly that you did on YouTube?
They don't do the similar thing. They just get the broader reach.
Exposure.
Yeah, they just like I wouldn't call them YouTubers, but the girls who do like makeups and vlogs. Those people, those girls, I would say just beautiful girls. They just didn't care about. They reached like 50K on YouTube. They get the exposure. They transferred all that to Instagram, and they just now don't do videos at all and just focus on Instagram posts, Instagram stories. Instagram even implemented the TV thing. So if you want to get
what's that about?
Just it's same at YouTube. It's so simple. Just YouTube on Instagram. Just you post the video.
But does it save a big video? Probably not.
No, they have the limits, but it's enough. It's enough. It's pretty enough. That's a weird thing about those videos. They tell you to record in a vertical way to better, because everyone watching on the phone, Instagram, they say record in a vertical way. If I'm not wrong, not horizontal. So but the Instagram is so big and so growing. There's very big sponsorship deals for just like one post. Like I had rumors for a good Instagram, like I don't know, maybe 500,000 maybe followers you could have.
You mean globally?
Yeah, globally they offer.
Not Lithuania.
But we don't have those numbers, but you can get like $30K for one post. 30K, just get one post done. They even don't care about your analytics. So who clicks, who does, just get us the post. So simple offers, deals for some stupid brands, and you can actually live in YouTube.
Sounds sweet, if you ask me.
Yeah, so if I would be a beautiful girl, I also didn't care about YouTube and editing my videos. I'd just be on Instagram, take pictures of my butt, and who cares?
Oh, that's what I heard as well. That I'm guessing that you pay a lot of attention to editing.
Which one? Instagram or
YouTube?
YouTube, I don't pay much. I'm not the editor. Like I'm more live
stream. Because you criticized somebody for their editing, right?
I criticize for the content itself. They don't like the thematics, like the topics, like the what do you get from watching the video? That's why I kind of criticize. They don't try even be interesting. I don't know. Like
what's your thought process when you make a video? I mean, if you play a game, you play a game, right?
Yes, but that's on the streaming, and I know that's not the part. That's a different thing. That in the streaming, in the playing game, you just try to be entertaining, and that's for each person different things are entertaining. So I don't really criticize that thing. In the video process, I mean, I try to be the guy. As I said, if I create a video, I would watch that video. I would enjoy. That should be interesting. That should be engaging, like thoughtful, educational or something. Like in other YouTuber creators, I watch the video and I just same as I spaced out for 10 minutes. Like didn't anything happen. Maybe that would be entertaining. That's a different perspective. But quite a lot of Lithuanians just don't take at all, like trying even to be like, I don't know, something more.
Yeah, but that's why marketing is so beautiful, right? They already know that probably 97% are superficial.
Yeah.
They want to have it in the first 3 or 5 seconds. Everything should be clear.
Yes, there's some sponsors who just say, give us the intro, like first seconds, and we don't care what you do on the content side. I don't work with those guys.
Why?
Even if they supply me the money, because I don't believe in that. Like, if my like you can
don't believe in intros?
Yeah, if you get better deal, you get better deals in long term and better like thing if the audience really like the sponsor, engage in that, etc. Because I feel like if you're really just taking money from the sponsor, and those deals, those intros, they don't work. I know from the marketing perspective. They don't,
but if you get paid, then
yeah,
who cares?
but they don't work. The audience, not even the sponsors gets from my side kind of scammed, but my audience also takes their 15 seconds and they don't get the right the brand, the advertising that they are taking time for them that are useful for them. I work only with the brands that I believe are useful for my audience or personally, so I'm not stealing time, not stealing like trustworthy. I'm trying to be a trustworthy YouTuber, like trustworthy person. Like
What does that mean, trustworthy YouTuber?
That if I recommend something or do, that's a thing you can get and not feel disappointment or something.
Unless they are different than you.
Yeah, they could be, but I try to be like
You imagine your audience being as you.
I
Sort of.
imagine my audience being the audience who likes me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they watch me, because of my reach. I just want to go to internet, not through like clickbait, not through like the filter of things that are popular or something, and I just speak out to that filter.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be my content, the filter that shines through me. The internet lets be me in the internet. That's what I like, and they follow me. They follow not the topic, not the trend, but they follow me. That's higher connection than
Where did you get this sort of higher morale?
moral. I know
Yeah.
personally for myself. Maybe I just watched as I said, PewDiePie. I think he's a good example. He also shines his personality and himself, not the stuff. Even when he did the playthroughs, the games, I think the people already saw that that's not the game that people likes. People liked himself. And I think he did a really good job by stepping up and just taking the camera and putting, like, if you see his content, you see only himself and talking and doing. He doesn't focus on other stuff. He really understands he's the guy the people follow.
He has a lot of editing though, right?
Yes, but if you ask the people why they follow, they definitely wouldn't say that's the editing, because the editing is not even by himself done. He has editors.
That sounds convenient.
Yeah, he has the editors, but he really pays them. Like I don't have editors just because of the financials. But if I would like to get an editor, first of all, I understand that's a really tough job. You just have to put hours, and I believe editing has quite a high per hour payment. It's quite hard and annoying. It's
annoying.
Yeah, and
right?
you have to really care about the content. So you just can't get any editor, like he will work for you every day or something. So I know, meantime I'm doing it by myself. I really grind it. I don't like it, and etc. One good thing, at least I have a good computer, so it's not like choppy or something. I don't understand how hard it's for the starting YouTubers, like kids who doesn't have computer, and editing just takes twice as much because computer is laggy or the rendering takes a lot of time. So for me, at least, I get something fresh and fast. Yeah, but...
And do you use like a professional DSLR?
Yes, I have for filming. I'm also not that high standards. I have.
Look at you.
I have not DSLR, but that's from the standpoint because my audience, I think they don't really would even notice us or what. That's I'm using the level of quality of technical level that we have in Lithuanian YouTube. As I said, it's we have guys who film with phone cameras. So if I want to attract that audience, I can't step up so high because they didn't even care. And that way, I try to have better camera. Yes, I have not bad camera, but first of all, I don't use the DSLR because I don't have the capabilities of using it. I don't understand that much in DSLRs and filming. But my electricity technical skills goes into computers. I understand computers real well, but other electronics, that's not for me.
But you do use some type of digital camera.
Yes, I have digital camera. That's the thing. I have the camera who films good enough when I just put it on auto. It's good. It's quite not cheap camera because but it's one of the better cameras because I can press, and it films on auto very good. Yeah.
And so that is your main type of content capturing.
Yeah, that camera does the job quite well.
Mhm.
And I could even invest time in editing or maybe playing with the manual settings on camera, and I could get better content. But I watch my audience reactions and needs.
How do you do that?
No, by interacting with them. Like I'm really chatty, comment answering.
Walk me through your process. When, let's say, do you have a schedule? When will you make a video?
Yes.
So you have a schedule.
Not I had like few times I try, but I'm trying to do at least every second day content. And
Just a principle every second day. All right.
Yeah.
So now comes the second day. What do? You wake up in the morning.
yes, I wake up in the morning. If I do video or stream, that's a thing, because I can do stream, that counts as a content, and that supplies YouTube algorithm. I'm not that channel.
Do you mean that making a stream as in afterwards saving it on your YouTube
Yeah,
channel?
I have the different channel also where I put the
Ah.
archives of the streams. On the main channel, try to focus on videos also, but those I'm trying to do also like every third, for like in a week 2 videos. That's a good thing, because if you
For stream.
no stream more often, because it's not that hard.
Mhm.
It's harder to do physically, I would say.
What do you mean?
And more,
Just long?
yeah, you have to sit 6 hours, always talk and always be entertaining. That's exhausting, kind of.
Why do you say you have to?
Because another way, I believe the audience wouldn't get the time they spend you watching. I don't believe you.
What?
I don't believe the people like come
People-
to watch me just sit to play. I don't feel that the like we talked. There's channels who just play. I don't believe people should come to live stream and just watch a guy to play without reaction, without talking.
Yeah.
That's not worth it. Then I would say go play by yourself if you want that experience. That's not the thing I do. I believe if people want to see person other doing, you have to do something. That's why I say you have to do something, talk. You have to be entertaining.
You are talking still about the game mostly, right?
Not that.
It's not like you are playing some type
Yeah,
of
but that's
War
a
of
thing.
Tanks and talking about Donald Trump.
I'm talkish, if you notice. I talk about a lot of things.
Alright.
But I try to be focused and engaging with the game also. But that's the part where I would say I feel obligation that I have to comment on the game. I have to bring something else, because otherwise I don't understand why would you even watch me.
Mhm.
There's of course even if we talked in the global scheme, some percentage who doesn't even care if you talk, if you do. They just like to watch you.
Yeah.
And in world's like scheme, you can have 2,000 viewers, 1,000 viewers without doing anything. But in Lithuania, if you don't do anything, I believe you maximum have like very low numbers. So if I want to keep staying relative, like worth the time,
Yeah.
and be watchable, I have to do those by global standards. I have to like really try hard, be entertaining and watchable, because even if I'm Lithuanian, even if I talk on Lithuanian, if you go to like streaming website, I'm besides all English guys, if you know English. So I have to be enough entertaining, engaging, like English guys, they are top ones, but in Lithuanian way, because otherwise I know, like I said, I feel that competition, I feel that there's other guys,
That's what seems the most plausible solution for you, because your audience is probably also quite knowledgeable about other YouTubers,
even
and,
English.
and also they know English, right?
Yeah.
So they're-
Everyone knows English, that's the thing.
Oh no.
Like
No.
in Lithuania, I believe so. Like my
I don't know,
niece,
maybe.
she's 10 and she knows English. She watch English content.
Yeah, see, the new generations, yes,
Yeah.
yes, but,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's still tricky. And
Yeah, maybe maybe
met
that's
some-
why I have some older guys watching me, because maybe they're not so good with English. They watch me Lithuanian.
Yeah,
guy.
some people learn English, or at least try to learn a little bit English that way. That's one of the ways. Yeah,
Yeah.
but since you talk of in Lithuanian, it's not really for them to learn, right?
Yeah, but if you watch the popular streamers and they really not talk that much sometimes, even the English guys. I know how much you can learn from them.
So wait a second, your process is you wake up, you think this is the day.
Yeah, today I have to make, for example, I do tech reviews, for example.
Yeah.
So I take the item, I look around at it,
And you got the item from a sponsor.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes I buy things if I don't get a sponsorship or something. Not all brands have the capacity of
how did you actually decide to do these stuff? Somebody suggested it to you?
No,
or did you...
I'm the person who decides. Like I'm
yeah,
the
but
one.
why did you come up with the idea of just making reviews?
Because I want to get the message that's a good thing. Don't buy that shit.
And you say you didn't have an impulse from. I mean, you probably saw before that some other review videos and thought, I might enjoy doing this like that.
Yeah, I guess I had some guys before. Like I watched many channels and I talked, and I said in Lithuanian there's no such a things, and that's where I stepped up. And if you notice, maybe in Latvia and those smaller countries, there's like empty boxes of content or some stuff doing. You can just really then fill it up. Some people just fill them by copying English guys and just
that's how I would say. If there is a void, it's being already filled by somebody outside of the country.
Yeah, but
it's just Latvia, because the Baltics have a fairly tricky situation, because new generation can see English content. Old generation can see Russian content.
Yeah, Russians are pretty good with their content also. But we in Lithuania, we don't have, I think, that Russian. What's noticed, I noticed in Riga also, there's a lot of Russian speaking. I personally know Russian, so that's not a problem for me. But my girlfriend, she's like pretty even scared. Like there's always Russian, there's Russian. Lithuania, we have the same, but I don't know. She expected. She said, I expected to hear some Latvian just to listen to it, the language, but it's pretty hard. You have to really find Latvian.
Sort of.
Yeah. But so I believe, like for content creating, the Latvians are even more competition with Russians also, not like English, but Russians. In Lithuania, I think we don't have that much people watching Russian content, but it's good content. The Russians are funny guys. They're YouTuber, etc.
Yeah.
And they're pretty original. That's why I don't have like really problem with English guys. Sometimes I see them and I even envy them. For the point that they do not so interesting or something content. Like I saw like even locally few guys who are more interesting, but just because they're English, like the same thing with the job, like we talked, just because of the language, they're getting more views, more reach.
So what do you think of, let's say, if we talk about famous YouTubers? I'm not aware of how PewDiePie works, but I've seen a couple of videos. All right, I get your point.
Yeah.
I've seen also a little bit of the Logan Paul dude.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't get it at all.
Yeah. But imagine what like Logan Paul guys.
So what do you think? What do you think about him, for instance?
This guy just, I don't know.
Because it seemed to me weird. Why would I?
There's a young audience. They live in the niche. It's a fun world. And etc.
It doesn't have to make sense.
It's just fun.
Principle.
Like if the Logan Paul is the older brother. There's a Jake Paul who's even like twice as stupid, I would say, as the Logan. He's younger and he does such stupid things, and that's cool for like young kids. That's what I remember doing also when I was younger, but we didn't have that much internet influence, but we also did stupid things. That's a thing what kids do. And when there's a guy who reflects that on the internet in bigger way, like he did, I don't know what he done. He put some fire in the, I don't know, a pool or something like that. I don't know, like his neighbors called the police and he had trouble. Like he did really stupid stuff, but in bigger scale. That's kids watch that, and that's good clickbait, I would say.
Well, that is original content in a sense.
Yeah,
right?
that's why I don't really say that's a bad, because when someone gets really big views, like consistently, you don't watch the problem, like you also brought up. The problem isn't them. The problem is there's a niche of audience who would do that. There's people actually who would watch that.
Sometimes the YouTube algorithm is just weird.
Yeah, but that isn't so consistent. Like Logan Brothers, they were popular for like half a year. Like they got 10 millions of views. So that means there was 10 million people who watched them consistently.
Yeah.
So there was people who liked what they did, and that's why I see, like, for psychological standpoint, what the hell, you are the people, why are you watching that, why you seem that interesting? Like even when he did if you hear the drama, the forest thing, when he saw a hanging dude, and there was like, until the drama brought like fire, there was like 2 million views and none of them saw a problem in that. Like there's like unmoral 2 million people in the world who watch him and don't see a problem. That's
Actually, about the suicide forest,
Yeah.
I didn't notice myself. I just remember Joe Rogan talking about
Yeah.
that on his podcast.
yeah.
So that's why I've heard of the dude.
Yeah, but if you saw that the hanging guy, you don't film that. You just that's obvious. You don't
To be honest, I don't get it. What's the big deal of filming a dead
like
person?
the problem is
It's not really against any sort of morals, is it? If it's a public forest,
yeah.
and if you can go as a traveler filming in that forest, and it happens to
But the
have
fire was not that he filmed, but he laughed at it and he had a joke about it. Yeah. That's not.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that much of a
Yeah, but
deal.
but if you imagine what audience he has, what influence, that's the same as I said. If I had Minecraft videos, I wouldn't even swear, and he laughed at deaf body, and that's what like he influenced and what people would grow up that remember laughing at dead bodies. Like that could like escalate. That's why you really shouldn't you should care what you do.
Also, maybe maybe it's not about the content itself. Maybe it's just how you categorize it. Because think about if he would have had the option to just categorize it not on a regular Logan Paul video, but your necrophiliac friendly video or whatever, right? Maybe it would have been cool.
Yeah, of course YouTube has the power.
You just make up some, parental advisory.
Yes. Of course, I believe you could. I'm not for censorship. Like you're free to do that.
Warn people.
Yeah, you warn that. You just do some disclaimers, etc. Yeah, of course you can pull then very I don't know for like some points very weird or bad stuff. But there's a context. There's some people who will watch. When you just brought up generally like Logan Paul did, that's not right. You just can normalize that thing. Like he kind of even did normalize the suicide thing. He just like, oh, that's a suicide guy. That's a forest where everyone suicides, so it's normal. There's a body, that's okay. Who cares? And there's quite a problem in the suiciding world right now. Also, if we talk about that, so I don't think he did really.
What do you mean?
There's very like Lithuania. We kind of.
Oh right, yeah, right.
We're number one.
What's happening there? Alcoholism and suicides, right?
Yeah, number one in the world.
How come that?
I think
I was
there's
wondering
still a
about that.
reflection of the post-Soviet era.
Come on, it's 2019.
Yes, but we still kind of reflecting. I know we still have that. I know maybe.
What do you remember about the Soviet Union?
I don't
Let's be
remember,
honest,
but there's always a thing about parents. There's always a generation that's responsible for. So maybe our parents lived in first generation that was free, and there wasn't enough responsible for like us children growing up that good people or something, because they talked a lot about freedom or just doing anything. So maybe that's why even the generation like before that was still in Soviet era, they were more like strict and more serious about maybe even family, etc. Right now there's a crisis in family, of course. There's no families created, there's divorce rate high, and there's no children, and everyone is emigrating.
That's called Western society.
Yes,
in general.
We can say there's a crisis in Western society. Yes, of course. But Lithuania is part of it. I don't know why you ask why it's so like extreme in here. I never thought about what's the points, because that's weird. Because neither of politics is neither the like entertainment industry, television, nobody cares and talks. Like I'm living there and I'm seeing nobody cares about those points. It's already like 5-10 years stable. We are number one in those things, but like I never saw any preventions for that. Like alcohol, yes, if you know we have 20-year the limit horizon.
Oh really?
We can only drink. I even in Riga had a few questions about my age. 18.
The only thing I know about the recent policies that you have brought back conscription for military service.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. So that's a problem for me personally.
How come?
Because I don't do anything kinda. I don't do university or kind of work serious. So I did get invited for military, and I'm going through it right now. The process, trying to not go there, etc.
So how do you do that if it's obligatory?
I have.
Are you lumping into the
No,
office? Oh,
no.
damn,
I have few health issues, so I'm trying to get that on paper, because they don't care about you saying your feelings. They, as I say, they care about objectivity. that because that's military. They need the straight papers, straight things. So I'm trying to work on that.
Oh, so you essentially looking to have some form of diagnosis that might be
I'm
All right.
looking from that.
to put you in the reserves.
Yeah. I'm personally, like I said, I'm kind of patriotic and I'm for the military, but for certain people that
But you're not for conscription.
for conscription that is.
But they needed that because they had so few numbers.
Yeah,
It's
we
so
didn't.
weird to
We
hear
didn't
that.
have bad numbers. That's the thing. We had quite a lot of those who want to like self.
Because you had a professional.
Yeah,
you-
and I don't believe that people who will train for 9 months they will go to war or something. That's stupid. They won't do anything. Like people even who do military for years, even they say I'm not sure if I go to war. Like I'm trained, of course, but to believe that those people and they put like every year that those are 15,000, I believe Lithuanian put 15,000 military ready, war ready people. That's very optimistic. Like none of those
For sure, yeah.
like but they want to have that because of the politics, because of the safety, I know, because of the relationships to have 50,000, not like I know 10 maybe 5,000 before like that thing when it made obligatory to go.
You have the same as with us that Trump sort of made everybody pay more from the GDP to the military, to the defense.
I'm not sure about that relation with the Trump.
Do you follow any politics?
I follow politics, but not in. I'm following politics in more global world. I'm not so
Well,
close.
that's what I mean, because Trump was the one who was complaining that NATO countries don't spend enough, right? So he sort of single-handedly made the government spend more, and so I think many NATO countries have gone into more and more debt just because of that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, what do they do with the money? Many times just buy some American products, right? Some American tanks, something like that.
We don't have tanks, if I'm correct, in Lithuania. We have, I think, 3 or 4 the flying things.
Helicopters?
No, not helicopters, but those but they are NATO. The how it's called?
Drones?
Not
Planes?
drones, not the planes, but the most serious ones.
I think a plane is quite serious.
Yeah, but the military plane, the fast one. How's the word?
Oh, jets.
Yes, we have I think 4 or 3 jets,
Oh, really?
which are NATO's.
Oh, you mean just stationed in
Yeah, we
Lithuania?
stationed.
Oh, yeah, that I've heard.
Yeah, we have maybe, but that's the most serious thing we have. The tanks, I don't think we have. We have both. I have here. We have both from Americans, the older military vehicles. That's cool. And even they are so old and so bad that it's funny that we do that, spend those money and have those things, because if Russia or something would like attack, those are just jokes, like those cars or something.
That's how capitalism works.
Yeah.
That's how capitalism works. You create your own demand.
Yeah. Like the USA done with the dollar. They created the demand for all the money currency for them in the world, because dollar has no power, like seriously, but they created all the scheme. Like, and the euro quite similar. Euro was weakened, but now it's made obligatory in the euro countries, and euro, I guess, stronger. For example, Polish like cool guys, they didn't go the euro road
Because they have a strong economy.
Yeah, they really invest in that. And it's growing. The zlot is growing, and Europe's still saying it's stupid. It didn't work for you. You can't go against euro, but they did, and it's going okay. So.
I don't know. I've never heard of anybody complaining about Polish people still.
I
using
have heard
zloty.
that Brussels and Europe wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't make
fine.
sense. Doesn't make sense.
They didn't like that Polish, and they pushed for that Poland will go euro.
Well,
even now.
it would benefit the European Union more than it would benefit Poland.
Yeah, that's the thing. The European Union cares. They don't care about each country people. They care about the union.
Overall, still, I mean, we are quite in the Baltics, at least, quite favorably positioned.
Yeah.
Due to the European Union.
Yes.
Yeah,
we getting the benefits.
It seems like we just are enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, like it's not a UK thing. Like they have more, maybe decisive. That's why they're thinking about leaving and etc.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
Brexit. I'm quite for people, more like person.
What do you mean?
Like not the union thing. So if the UK wants to leave, they want to be independent. I think that's their democratic decision.
Are you sure? I mean, probably Lithuania has something similar as in Latvia, that there are some regions.
Yeah.
If you would actually give them the opportunity,
Yeah.
they would like to separate.
I
Don't you
believe
have
so,
that?
but in the UK there's quite a lot. Like there's more than majority.
I would even dare to say that Kaunas might be, or Vilnius would be interested in separating.
From the.
Because you are near the border,
Yeah.
and usually it's always the border regions who like to separate from the rest of the country.
Yeah, but is it the EU, the country? That's the thing. It's
Well,
EU.
they wanted to make it, but
Yeah.
but it
They
didn't.
wanted to bring up the military. Actually,
Yeah, that they
Yeah.
will probably do.
that's
That they will probably
pretty
do.
like totalitarian.
Well,
Like
is it? Is it?
they
though?
actually want to have military for that and just I don't know the union stuff. It's pretty rough nowadays
You mean for yourself as an individual or for
No.
a country?
for the country. It's really like on.
But the European Union is not responsible for Lithuanians suiciding
yeah.
themselves, right?
Yeah,
It's not related to that.
yeah. I think I have to do my part in pushing why it's happening. I don't know, like something. It's really like you ask me for that's why it's happening, and I have no idea.
I think it might be the case that you have. What's your biggest tourist attraction?
Tourist like city or
In a sense, yeah, because people, when I ask them what brings you to Latvia and what are your impressions, those people who say I'm coming from Lithuania, it's much more nice over here.
I don't know.
And so and some of them say just the buildings are quite weird in Lithuania. I mean the apartment buildings,
Oh.
right?
We have a lot of. I didn't go outside of Riga's like other like not all towns.
We have the same, yeah.
The same like we call them Khrushchevkas.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
because they was built when
The
Khrushchev.
Soviet
Yes.
Union was here as well, so
So I guess you have the same. So I don't know what are the complaints. What my only like expression, like I said, it's pretty big here, and it's more. I know it's more city. Like it's like not how it's called metropolitan like size.
yeah, sort of. That is the comparison. That it's more diverse
Yeah.
in a sense, more and at some points I guess even more tourist friendly,
Yeah.
whatever that means.
But I think not even like from the local people you have more people, but I guess the tourists are also more like Riga.
What is the biggest tourist attraction in
Vilnius?
Lithuania?
In Lithuania? I guess the Vilnius, the capital, it's beautiful, etc. I have no idea. But like coming,
Because I only know you have the mountains with the crosses, right? Like the Polish people.
yeah, that's in Šakiai, I think, or in Panevėžys. I'm not sure, but that's not even the capital. That's
Yeah. I mean, just generally in
yeah,
Lithuania.
it's that thing is a lot brought up in like travel bloggers and everything. That's a thing in Lithuania. But
Yeah.
I know we have the old town that's in UNESCO heritage.
Mhm.
The old town. We have like authentic old town from the. We have a lot of buildings and everything. And yeah, I have no idea. Like we have all the architectural of the Vilnius city. I didn't even say my girlfriend that I noticed in Vilnius we have more structuralized like city, the old town. Like it's more straight. There's a building. There's a thing. Like there's a hall. There's like it's more structured. It feels like. It being
planned.
designed and planned. In Riga you just go around and I saw your hall, like town hall building, and it's like on the corner sideways and there's a building sideways cutting in its front that's a coffee thing. Like I'm like holy moly.
Yeah, Logan Paul designed it.
Yeah, like
it doesn't
it's
have to make sense.
yeah, but that's a fun thing. That's for tourists. It's just going watching, and that's like everything just put in. Just there's a lot of things that's beautiful. In Vilnius, you go. It's like it's
Pretty straightforward.
yeah, and that's cool. We have all those small roads. Also, you can cut. You see those things that's not seen if you go straight or left. But it's still there's a I don't know in Riga. I don't know what's the history of the town, how it's expanded, how it was built, how much of it was destroyed, etc. But in Vilnius, it seemed like maybe we had more like certain ages, certain times. In Riga, I think it's more always expanding, always buildings happening. I have no idea. I never like invested in Riga's history.
Yeah, me neither.
I did in Vilnius. I did really. I was a guide in Vilnius.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was young guide.
But you did it for the money, right?
No, I didn't get the money. I was a guide because I could skip the history lessons.
Why would
In-
that be more?
Because
Interesting.
I had known almost quite a lot of history, and that wasn't for me to do anything.
Mhm.
And for the teacher, it was a problem because I helped others and I answered all questions. So I wasn't really good person. In school, you need like people who know middle things. Like they don't know something, but if you are lower than gap,
Just a solid average.
yeah, if you know below, you're
Mhm.
bad. You're bad for the system. You will be shown different school. You want to. If you're above, you're useless. You're also bad in because you're influencing bad. You're a bad example of knowing more.
Mhm.
Because I know it's like socialism, some kind of. You need to be the average in school system.
So who's the one who is more likely to do the suicide thing afterwards?
That's a question because the suicide is usually smarter people. I think do suicides because you have to have the courage and all the thinking road of doing the suicide thing. I think
There is definitely some planning involved.
yes, and you need to. I mean, like yeah, from the stupider people, I think they're also a problem. They don't have the way. They just go the homeless way. I think.
I think stupid people should be more jolly.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like there's few psychologists and people who talk about that problem even in USA because if your IQ is lower than 80, something like that, even the military doesn't take you. Even the military says you're not needed here because you're stupid and you.
I think that was. Do you know Jordan Peterson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he said that.
Yeah, he said it somewhere from some research, so that's a fact. Actually, I even checked.
Well, the other thing is
Even in
that
Lithuania, I did when I was asked to do. I done the medical check and there was a psychology test.
you mean from the conscription.
Yes, I've
Uh-huh.
been there. I have been checked, and now I got a few weeks to get my. I told I was something bad with my shoulder. So they gave me a few months to find those papers. So I'm at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was at that center, the first thing I had done was 200 question logical.
On the computer, right?
No, on the paper there was.
Oh, you old school.
Old school, yeah.
Because we have it on a computer.
We had on the check boxes. We had like one paper where you have to put the check box and other paper with the
Mm-hmm.
objects. I know. So yeah, so you have to be kind of smart and thankful. You can logical, those things. I was in competition for logical when I school, and I saw a few of the things you do, and I saw them. Even I have to think a lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So in military, you have to be smart quite a lot because if you think.
You have the wrong impression, my friend. I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
telling you right now.
I know who go there. They see the worst kind of people there, most dumb and etc. But
if you can spell your name
Yeah.
and tie your shoes, you are qualified.
yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
yeah. My doctor said when I walked through the door, he said, and I sit down and said, "Man, I need to not go to military." He said, "I saw you when you walked to here. You'll go to military because you walk normally, you're right, and you look healthy." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, yeah, so that's the military how it works. You look normal, you talk normal, you go to military. Simple.
Well, it's sort of straightforward
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, if you need to run, we can wrap it up because
Yeah.
I think we covered all topics that I could imagine.
Yeah.
You're a YouTuber. We talk about YouTube.
Yeah.
We even got some clickbait Indians stuff
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
We didn't talk much about USA, right? But I guess we are both thankful for the USA that they brought us all this magical technology
Yeah.
which unites the world.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
And other than that, any final thoughts? Do you have anything you want to bring back to Lithuania from Latvia, or vice versa?
I'm not sure what we really share things. I even asked my friend I met from the sponsor thing, he's Latvian. I said, I want to go eat. What's your traditional food? And he's like, we share a lot of things.
We have the same.
Yeah, we have the same. And like
Polish,
yeah,
Lithuanian,
the
Latvian.
Slavic stuff and etc. So I'm like, okay, so I have no.
Do you have a black piece with pork? What's it called? Like not bacon, but something fatty from pork. Do you know that?
I'm not sure right now.
Let me
Yeah,
show
sure.
you the.
So yeah.
This.
It's like we call it troshkinis maybe. But it's with beans or something like that.
Those are black peas.
Black peas. Oh, I'm not sure.
Tasty as hell, but your farts will be strong.
Because that's those black things. I'll try maybe to find. I was in.
Well, it's in the Lido next door.
Yes, I was in Lido, but I was in Old Town Lido, and we got.
I think all of them have it.
Yeah, but I have seen this. Yeah, in the salad section, I think you could put that.
Maybe.
Yeah, because that looked weird. I don't know what it is.
This is even from the Lido
Menu.
site. Yeah. So how do they call it in English? Oh, they only offered Russian.
Ooh.
Look at
Put
that.
it in the Russian. I will just read it. I know the Russian. I have no idea what is those, but didn't help. That's just ingredients. It doesn't have the name. That's a problem.
Well, it's not a dish. The dish doesn't have a name per se. It just states that the peas with pork.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yeah, but the Lido is cool stuff. We have maybe something similar, but
I think Lithuania has also a Lido.
no, we don't have Lido. In Vilnius, definitely no.
Because I think
We have maybe something different name, maybe, but not the Lido.
well, maybe
I have heard it was open in
Estonia.
Yeah, in Estonia and even in Germany. I have heard they open, but not in Vilnius. Yeah, that surprised me also. I thought we had shared more stores, but in Riga there's different stores, different stuff. Like I see the cafe, maybe the cafeteria same, fast food same, but not the food. So yeah, okay,
So
it's
anyway.
pretty late already. Your friend is maybe even called me. So yeah.
All right, so thank you.
Yeah, good luck with your
And-
thing. Keep it up. Don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't discuss that, but actually, my approach to that is totally different from yours.
Yeah.
Right? I just wanted to, first of all, use the opportunity to capture the conversations I would either way have.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just content in general, just to capture that. And second of all, learn how to actually use the digital economy, just step by step. Every new episode is a new step in the learning process.
Yeah. So I hope I stepped you up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You
So-
have many valuable things to say.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, man.
Nice.
Let's wrap it up.
How long was it?